Good morning, students. Now in this particular lecture, we will be talking about the second chapter of unit number 1 on the subject investment analysis and portfolio management, and the name of the chapter is Stock Exchange in India. In this chapter, we are going to discuss in detail about what stock exchange is. So let's just begin the discussion by discussing the meaning of stock exchange. So stock exchange is actually a regulated market for buying and selling securities through brokers. Now when we talk about stock exchange, it is a market in which the outstanding securities of corporate and government are traded as per the rule of SCRA, which is Securities Contracts Regulation Act 1956. Now all the securities other than spot transactions are traded on the stock exchange. Spot transactions are the financial instruments which are traded for immediate delivery. So despite and in the case of stock exchange, all the securities are traded, but spot transactions are not traded on the stock exchange. So stock exchange is another name of secondary market. And when we talk about stock exchange, then currently in India there are 23 stock exchanges, and the majority of trading takes place on NSE and BSE. Stock exchange, all the transactions are legal and are valid, and the transactions have no default risk. The securities are purchased and sold out as per the rules and regulations which has been defined under SCRA, and the securities which are included in the transactions are shares and debentures or bonds and debentures. Now this is the definition of stock exchange: an association, organization or body of individuals, whether incorporated or not, established for the purpose of assisting, regulating and controlling business in buying, selling and dealing in securities. So when we talk about stock exchanges in India, then most of the Indian stock exchange and the transactions that take place on the two major stock exchanges in the country, which is Bombay Stock Exchange BSE and National Stock Exchange NSE. When we talk about BSE, it is one of the most oldest stock exchange in India, in Asia in fact, and it was existence in 1875. NSE was founded in 1992, but the trading started in 1994, and maximum volumes of transaction takes place on NSE, and NSE it enjoys the leadership position in the country today. Now let's just discuss the intermediaries in stock exchange. The first intermediary are brokers. Now the brokers are basically the intermediaries who facilitate trading between two parties, that is the buyer and the seller. Now let's just talk about the jobbers. Jobbers are the wholesalers who acts in between the broker and investors. They don't directly sell to investors but carries out trading on behalf of the broker. They can't sell directly to the investors. So these intermediaries are known as jobbers. Arbitragers. Now when we talk about arbitrage is an activity of buying certain security in the market where the prices are low and selling the same in the market where prices are high. So this process is known as arbitrage, and the investors, the intermediaries who take advantage of this arbitrage process are known as arbitragers. So therefore arbitragers are the person who are doing the arbitrage process, who are engaging into the arbitrage process. They capitalize on the price differentiation in two stock exchanges in the country. The next one are hedgers. Hedgers are investors in the stock exchange who are subject to risk due to fluctuating the prices. So the risk can be minimized or eliminated using the hedging techniques here. A broker who uses this technique is known as the hedger. He always have some commitment to cover risk associated to his commitments of investment and future funds. Like some of the hedging techniques or hedging investment tools are forward, future and options, and these are used by some of the brokers in the market, and therefore whenever a broker engage himself into hedging process, they become the hedger. The next one is floor broker. Floor broker is a broker who executes a transaction for other brokers on his own account. He do not have any liaison with the investors, and therefore he gets orders from other brokers. Last one is commission brokers. As the name suggests, these are the brokers who orders from general investors to execute for earning commissions. So these are the brokers who actually carry on with the transaction process. They facilitate the transaction process between the buyer and the seller for the sake of commission. So these were some of the intermediaries who are present in the stock exchange and who facilitate the trading between the buyer and the seller. Now these are the features or the nature of stock exchange. The first one is market for securities. Now stock exchange is actually a market where securities of corporate, government and semi-government bodies are traded. Deals in second-hand securities. Stock exchange always deals in securities already issued by the companies. It deals with existing securities. The third one is regulates trade in securities. Stock exchange doesn't buy or sell any securities on its own. It merely provides infrastructure and the facilities for trading between the two parties. The next is allow dealings only in listed securities. So stock exchange has an official list for securities that could be bought and sold. Only those securities are traded on the stock exchange. Transactions effected only through members or brokers. Yes, trading only through brokers or the members of stock exchange is only authorized on the stock exchange. The next one is association of persons. Stock exchange is an association of persons which may be registered or unregistered. The next one is completely regulated. Stock exchange is a completely regulated market and is required recognition from the central government. Working as per rules. Yes, as per the rules and regulation of stock exchange and SEBI, the secondary market, the stock exchange, it functions. And the last one is specific location. It has a specific location where the brokers come together for trading. So stock exchange has a physical location, and that is the place where the transactions takes place between the members of the stock exchange. The last one is financial barometer. Now stock exchange, it acts as a financial barometer. That is it acts as a development indicator of national economy of any country. Industrial growth and stability is reflected in the index of stock exchange. So if the stock exchange is doing better, it means that the overall economy is doing better. So it also basically functions as a financial barometer to actually analyze that how any economy is doing in any particular specific country. Functions of stock exchange. Now these are some of the functions of stock exchange: enrollment of members, and most of the points we have already discussed in the features and the nature of stock exchange. Enrollment of members, so like we have already discussed, all the transactions on stock exchange can take place only through the members of stock exchange. Individual investors, they do not have any direct access for trading and settlement. To facilitate trading, stock exchange appoints members. Make bylaws of stock exchange. Yes, for listing and delisting, for membership, arbitration, etc. For all these purposes, the bylaws are made by the stock exchange itself. Providing for listing of securities, facilitates trading of securities, arbitration. Now arbitration is basically settling disputes by the use of arbitrators. So whenever there is a dispute between the parties on the stock exchange who are trading securities, the settlement of those disputes are done by the arbitrators. Settlement through stock exchange. Publication of information, maintains active trading, investor education and protection. Yes, the stock exchange also arranges for investors education classes or publish information in newspaper to educate the investors to take appropriate decision to maximize their profits. These are some of the functions of stock exchange. Moving on, roles of stock exchange in economy. So the first role of stock exchange is raising capital. Now a stock exchange, it facilitates the company to raise capital through selling the shares to the public, mobilizing savings for investment. When people draw their savings in buying some kind of shares, it leads to more rational allotment of resources, because the funds which could have been consumed or kept idle by the investors are redirected to promote business activities. So therefore stock exchange mobilizes savings for the investment. Redistribution of wealth. Now stock exchange does not exist to redistribute or to engage into any kind of redistribution of wealth amongst the citizens of the country. However, both professional and casual investors, through dividends and stock price increase, they actually share the wealth of profitable businesses. So the stock market, they do not actually redistribute the wealth, but yes, they do kind of engage or provide any infrastructure to the investors in order to take part in the wealth of the profitable businesses, creating investment opportunities for small investors. So investing in the shares is open to both large and small investors, and it does not require huge capital outlay. So stock exchange does not require any kind of huge investment in huge amount of funds or money. Therefore it creates opportunities for any kind of investor to come and trade in securities. And the last one is barometer for national economy, that we have already discussed. The stock exchange actually determines the stability and growth for companies, and therefore it acts as a financial barometer for the national economy and to judge that how the economies are doing in the world. The last that we are going to discuss here is that shortcomings of stock exchange. The first one is scarcity of floating stocks. So actually majority of shares in the market, in the stock exchange, are owned by financial institutions, banks and insurance company, and these organizations actually own 80% of the equity capital in private sector. So it leaves only 20% of the free floating shares to get invested by the normal investors, by retail investors. So this is one of the shortcomings of stock exchange. The next one is speculation. So yes, 85% of the transactions on NSE and BSE are speculative in nature. So this is another shortcoming of stock exchange. Price rigging. It is evident in unknown and low quality scripts specifically. Price rigging is a process where the companies, they try to artificially inflate the prices to give a picture that the companies are performing better. So this in turn, what happens is that investors, they get attracted towards all these companies who actually inflate the prices of the shares to make them attractive, so that investors can come and invest in their company's shares. So this is another shortcoming which is not at all controlled at the stock exchange. Then insider trading. Insider trading is obtaining market sensitive information to make money in the market. It is basically done by the insiders of the company. The company's insiders, what they do whenever they have some inside information, they try to take advantage of that inside information for their own benefit and to generate higher returns in the market. So it leaves no opportunity or no room for the retail investors to invest in the shares and to capitalize on the sensitive information, to capitalize on certain benefits which is given by the company to the retail investors. So with this discussion, we have discussed a little bit about, we had an understanding of stock exchange and the meaning of stock exchange, how it functions, what are its features, and how the stock exchange, it functions in the stock market. Then the next topic that we are going to discuss here in the chapter is new issue market. Now new issue market is actually a market which provides platform for new as well as listed and unlisted companies to raise funds by issuing securities directly to the ultimate investors. Now this is a market which acts as a bridge between the savings and investments of the investors. Savings of the investor is directly made available to the industries by the investors. So this is the new issue market, and the new issue, the purchaser of the new shares or debentures may be anyone. He can be a businessman, a customer, an employee, existing shareholders, anyone. This is the definition of new issue market. New issue market is a market for new as well as existed, listed and unlisted companies to raise funds by issuing securities directly to the ultimate investors. So NIM or new issue market, which is also known as primary market, it does not have any kind of physical structure. Rather, it just provides a facility to for both the parties to just come together and to engage into transaction process. Role of primary market: capital formation, liquidity, diversification, reduction in cost. Now these are some of the role which the primary market plays in terms of transaction process. Capital formation, like it attracts, it provides attractive issues to the investors to raise capital at a lower cost. Liquidity, the securities which are issued in the primary market can be immediately sold in the secondary market. So the rate of liquidity is very, very higher in terms of primary market. Diversification, many financial intermediaries, they invest in primary market. Therefore, there is a less risk if there is a failure of investment, as a company doesn't depend on single investor. So diversification of investment reduces the overall risk for the investors. And reduction in cost, prospectus containing all the details about the securities are given to investors. Hence, this reduces the cost in searching or assessing individual securities. So this is some of the role of primary market which it plays in order to facilitate the investors to come and to subscribe for the shares, to purchase the shares directly from the company. Now there are three major functions of primary market. The first one is origination. Origination refers to the work of investigation, analysis and processing of new issue proposal. It is the origination of new issues. And here there are two things which is kept in the mind. First one is preliminary investigation. Preliminary investigation is undertaken by the sponsors of the issue, like the study of economic, financial, legal and technical soundness of the issue. And the next one is advisory services, which improves the quality of capital issues, like determination of class of securities, price of security, timing of making the subscription, then magnitude and method of issue, etc. So basically we can say that origination is the process where the whole work of analysis and investigation and processing is being conducted when a new proposal is actually planned to come out in the market. So that is the process of origination. Next is underwriting. Underwriting is an agreement where a person or an organization they basically agree to take a specified number of shares or debentures or amount in the event where the public do not subscribe for the issue in exchange of a commission. So it is an idea when it is originated due to uncertainties in the market and to ensure that there is a success of the new issue in the market. So this is done by the underwriters, where they basically try to underwrite the issue in the cases where the subscription goes unsubscribed by the investors in the market. Reason being that the securities are new, the company is new who is offering the securities, and that is why in order to give them a safety to the new subscription, the underwriters, they underwrite the issue. The third one is distribution. Distribution is sale of securities to ultimate investors in the market. It is performed by the brokers and dealers in the security market who have direct contact with the investors. So in primary market, we can say that the success of primary market, it depends upon all these three functions. So distribution, in one hand we can say that it is the ultimate purchase or sale of the investment to the new investors in the market. Now the mode of issuing securities. Now these are certain modes through which the securities can be issued in the primary market. Like public issue, the company directly offers to general public. Offer of sale, it is the sale of shares through brokers and it is not offered directly to the public. Private placement, it is the sale of security to a small number of select investors as a way of raising capital. The next is book building. So book building is a process where underwriters determine at which price the offer of IPO should be given to the investors. ESOP is actually employee stock option plan, where the employee has a right to buy the company's shares by making payment to the employer. And the last one is right issue. The listed company issues share to existing shareholders. In this case, this is right issue. These are some of the common modes where the investments are basically made in the primary market. Intermediaries in raising the funds. So here in this case, these are some of the intermediaries who are associated with the primary market and who facilitate the new subscription to come out in the market to the investors. Managers to the issue, these are the lead managers. Basically they are the people who are responsible for drafting the prospectus, preparing the budget, deciding the timing of subscription to be given in the market, and other things like marketing of the issue, etc. Registrar to the issue, these are the people who receive the share application from various collection centers and recommends the basis of allotment. Banker to the issue. Now the bankers are basically responsible for collecting the application money along with the forms. Auditors, they ensure that the legal formalities are complied with and proper due diligence is done for the issue. Next is underwriters. Underwriters are exposed to risk of non-subscription. For such risk for commission. Advertising agents, like to promote the issue. Suitable agencies are selected by the companies in consultation with the lead managers of the issue. And the last one is financial institutions. They underwrite the issue and lend loans to the companies. They go through the prospectus, they study the issue and approve them. So these are some of the people who actually facilitate the whole process of giving the just facilitating the subscription to come out in the market, and to facilitate the investors to come and subscribe for the new issue in the market. The next is investors protection in the primary market. These are certain steps which a primary market has taken in order to protect the investors in the market, like provide relevant information, provide accurate information, transparent allotment procedures. These are some of the steps which further ensures that the investors interest is protected in the primary market. Now this is the distinction between the primary market and the stock exchange, because we can or we can say primary market and secondary market. These are the point of differences. Like first one deals with new security, stock exchange it deals with existing securities. No physical location in case of primary market, there is a physical location in case of stock exchange. Directly provides capital to the company, primary market, and stock exchange it is an indirectly provide capital to the companies. Number of times the issue can be sold only once, and stock exchange multiple times. Intermediaries, basically the main intermediary in primary market is underwriters, because they ensure that that non-subscription doesn't go for the any kind of issue to the public. And stock exchange, the brokers are the main intermediaries that facilitate the trading between the buyer and the seller. The last one is buying and selling between company and investors in the case of primary market, and investors in the case of stock exchange. So this was the chapter where in short we discussed that what stock exchange is all about, that is what is secondary market and how it functions, and we also talked about that what primary market is, what are their functions, when primary market is actually used by the company, and how the investors can actually come and subscribe in the primary market, how the issues are decided, who are the types of intermediaries basically who are engaged into the whole subscription process, and many things. So this chapter basically gave you an idea of how primary market and secondary market it functions in the stock exchange.